Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good evening, good night to wherever you are in this world. Thank you for being here. And if this is your first time, or if you are returning, thank you so much. And just in case you forgot who I am, my name is Simone Bailey Campbell. I am a visual artist, I am a furniture designer, and yes, I am a candle maker. Seriously, I am a candle maker. And just so that you understand where you are, this channel is solely to explore all my artistic shenanigans. It's a place where I get to play and talk about the stuff that means so much to me and hopefully will mean something to you. It's a place where I get to explore and record and document my artistic journey. So thank you for being here and welcome again. So I have my notes here in case I get off track, because sometimes I tend to get off track. So, okay. So what we're working on right now is a portrait series. It's my first portrait series, and it's called The Woman I Love, and it entails 31 of my favorite women. And these are women that I personally know and love. And so this video is part 2 of a portrait series that I started from the last video. And it's number 7 out of the 31. It's only number 7. But number 7 is a good number. And the title of this portrait is called The Communicator. And so as I go along, I will explain what it all means. I did it already in the last video, but we're just going to pretend that this is fresh because it's fresh to some of you. So I'm going to be going over it, and we're going to be doing the painting of it, because in the last video I explained the concept and I did a watercolor study. So I hope you enjoy what you're about to see. You haven't seen anything like it before, I swear. And probably never will. And in case you're a little confused, this is an ode to number 7, Mickey. Okay, this is my donut halo. And if you watch the video, you'll understand why I'm calling it my donut halo and exactly what it means. It's to honor you, my dear friend. So let's enjoy this video, guys. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. I just wanted to be quiet and just let you take it in. That was me transferring the drawing onto watercolor paper, old school style. So while you watch me paint for a while, I'm just going to go over the parameters of the portrait series so that you understand where this is all coming from. And then I'll tell you a little bit about the communicator, and then I'll go into what the portrait is trying to say to me. Because I in the beginning think and try to formulate what I think it is, and then it takes on a life of its own and it speaks for itself, so to speak. So each person gives me a word that describes what they're feeling, who they think there is. It doesn't matter. They give me a word to go along with whatever picture I've taken or whatever picture they've sent me. And from there, that becomes the seed for the concept of each of the portraits. Mickey's word is the communicator. Okay, to be honest, she didn't know what word to come up with, so we came up with a word for her. And of course, she had no problem with it because she's like, whatever. There used to be a bakery in our town, and the bakery was there for a pretty long time, and it had different owners at some stage. So it was a staple in the neighborhood as far as I'm concerned. And so that's where I met Mickey. My husband used to go and get coffee in the bakery for me, and then eventually I'd go with him, and then I just became part of the scene. So the scene was that she worked on the weekends, and then you'd have the regulars, the people who come in and get their weekend stuff for the kids or for birthday party, or the church people, whatever. That's the regular flow. And then there were like the crew, as I'd like to put it, who came at different parts of different days, and we would actually sit and chat and shoot the shit, as I like to say, shoot the breeze. Think of it like a barbershop, but it's not a barbershop, it's a bakery. Or think of it like a bar, and Mickey is the bartender. So she is the flame, the fire that all the moths are drawn to. We get sucked up into her aura, right? So that's Mickey. She listened to you, so you felt like she understood you, she heard you, and she did. She kept your secrets, and there were certain things that she didn't say. She just let us go on and chat, but we became really good friends, and I confided in her like everybody else. But we over the years our friendship grew, and she was always so wonderful to my husband and I. And I don't want to use the word grateful, but I feel so blessed to have her in my life. And through her, I met so many other people. Because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be hanging out in the bakery. And then I wouldn't meet all those other people from the neighborhood. And so it felt like a really great crew we had going on there. That you just see there. So that was really fun. It was sad when the bakery closed. But that's how life is. And I knew it was coming to an end, so I knew I had to just suck up all that time and all that enjoyment. I knew I had to really enjoy her and enjoy the atmosphere. So that's the communicator for you. The main elements in this portrait are the donuts, the cat, and the flowers. And Mickey's lovely hair and that lovely ponytail of hers. And it almost feels like a lot of items, but it's not. So the donuts are major. I wanted them to be minor. I just wanted them to be a pattern in the background, but they didn't want to be a pattern in the background. They wanted to be bold and upfront, and so they formed a halo. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a halo. I remember. Hence, I made a halo to honor her halo with the donuts. It just seemed so fitting. They wanted to be right there up front and in person. Every element wanted to be big and bold. And so the only way to get them all in is to kind of superimpose them over each other. So we have the beautiful halo with the pink glaze. And then I add sprinkles, which is like, you know, little droplets of pleasure and love and sweetness and excitement and uniqueness that surround her. And it's a halo because she is the center, she is the mother figure, she is the one who pulls it all together, the ringleader. So that's who she is. And then you have the cat, and the cat is right there in her face, but you'll soon see the cat. The flowers, she grows vegetables, and so the flowers are there as my gift to her in the portrait, as well as signifying her green thumb. And the cat represents all the animals in her life. It represents the cat that followed her home. It represents the cat that she have. It represents the dogs and the bunny and the birds that is in her life and has passed through her loving hands. And it was very important that the colors are bright and uplifting. It had to have a lightness to it, a playfulness to it. You know, like it's like skipping through the tulips, so to speak. It had to have that flavor. It called for that flavor. It called for that love. Okay, let's not forget about Mickey's infamous ponytail. It's part of her signature. So I had to bring the ponytail around to the shoulder in order for you to see it. But it's very Mickey, in case you don't know. As I discuss each element in this portrait, I think there's one thing that I could have added that got missed. And I don't know how it got missed. It was something to symbolize and signify and mortalize her family. Her family is so much of her. And so, I don't know how I missed it. I need to add something just to add them into the portrait. I'll think about that. Because I'm going to do this portrait over. I ended up doing a few versions of this particular portrait because I thought that in the end I overworked it and it lost some of that place. It lost some of its playfulness and got a little heavy and dense, and so I wasn't happy with it. And so I did a few more versions. So at the end you'll see this version, and then I'm going to put the version that I prefer. And then maybe I can add the family element into the final piece. Now, I call these portraits work in progress because my intention is to do them at a larger scale. I'd love to hear your thoughts on my selection of the final version. Please enjoy the rest, and thanks so much. Thank you, Mickey, the communicator.